Hello, Big Reds. This is Mr. Fischel talking. As you can see, it's about that time to get ready for taking the Unit 2 test. These are things you need to know to get an A on the Unit 2 test. Now, these are the formulas you're going to be using in regular geometry. Honors geometry is going to be using all these formulas, so you might want to write these down. Pause the video for a minute, write these down, because this should be part of your notes. You should write this down. Very important. Okay, so I'm going to go over the problems that you need to know and make sure if you have any questions, please ask Mr. Fischel. Very, very, very important. Okay, so I'm going to refer back and forth to this just so you know. So I'm going to make up some problems, and I'd like you to write this down, take notes. So for instance, if I have coordinates that are 7, -4, and I want to take that point and I want to reflect it over the x-axis. What is my new point going to be? All right. Well, I'm going to look back here, and I go to reflect over x-axis. That's this rule right here. And you can see the x stays the same. The y becomes the opposite. So in this case, this would become 7, 4. Now you're wondering, you're saying, well, wait a second, that's a negative y. Well, since y was already negative, it becomes positive. So this is the new coordinate. All right, next question. Let's say we have a point -2, 5, and we want to reflect that point over the y-axis. All right, so I got to use my y-axis formula. Okay, and you can see it says -xy. xy goes to -xy. That means we take the opposite of x and keep y the same. The opposite of -2 is +2, and the opposite of, well, it's not the opposite of y. It's the same as y, so we keep 5 there as well. All right? That's our answer. Not too bad so far, right? All right, let's say we have another point. Let's say we have a point -8, -5. And we want to translate, remember translate means to slide, we want to translate xy goes to, let's make up some numbers. Let's say x plus 3, comma, y minus 5. Okay? So basically what we have to do is we take the -8 plus 3, which is going to give us -5. Then we take the -5 minus 5, which would give us -10. So this is our answer for that one. All right? Hopefully you're understanding it so far. Now I have another one. Let's see, we have a point. These are examples of problems very similar to what's on the test. Let's say I have a point 610. And with that point 610, I want to rotate it 180-degree rotation. Now remember, clockwise or counterclockwise doesn't matter in 180 degrees because either way it's going to be 180 degrees. So if I do that, I go to the 180 rule. See the 180 rule up here says xy goes to -x, -y, or the opposite of x, opposite of y. So here, my x and y are 6 and 10, so it becomes -6, -10. Again, these are all examples of test questions. Okay, let's see. We'll get to another one here. Now let's talk about a graph. So if you could get a sheet of graph paper out right now. And I'm just going to make a little graph here. It doesn't have to be super big. Doesn't have to be perfect either. All right. So now I have something, let's say it's right here. And I'm going to make a shape like this. All right. Then let's say this is A, B, and C. All right. Then I'm going to make a similar shape right here. Okay. Just draw this along with me, please. This is going to be A prime, B prime, and C prime. And I want to know what this is. Okay, so first of all, this is a rotation. That's something you should know. That is a test question. You need to know that. Specifically, that's really 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation, or you could call it a 270 degree clockwise rotation. Either way, it is definitely a rotation. It's turned. It's not a flip, it's not a reflection, it's not a slide, it's not a rotation, and it did not change sides, so it's not a dilation. It is a rotation.